So today we are tasting the Fear from Flying Dog Brewery. It is a bold pumpkin spice flavor complemented with graham cracker and chocolate notes. Um, as you guys saw from Untapped earlier, it's perfect for fall. Perfect for around the campfire, according to that description. The bottle itself looks like a scary dog sitting nicely with a scary face. And it says Imperial Pumpkin Ale. So I just assume it's an IPA. Um, but it looks like from the bottle itself, I'm not sure. It looks like the hue of the bottle it's brown, so it might not be dark brown on the inside. But I'm gonna pour it into my glass, and we'll see. As I said, I'm pairing it with some peanut butter fudge, which as soon as I opened, the aroma was you can smell the peanut butter. So I can already assume that it's going to be super rich and heavy, but might pair very well with this IPA. Fudge, yes, it's a home. My mom brought it over, and she said it was one of her customers who uh, who made it for Christmas time, and she ended up getting some. So I'm intrigued. All right, so you can see it is a pretty dark brown. Putting up to the light real quick. It is kind of, it's a little bit not as dark brown once you put it in the light, but most things are. But pouring it didn't seem to get too much foam or too much head. Smelling it, it doesn't smell. Let me give it again. Let's give it another whirl. I can smell the spice, most definitely. The pumpkin, I'm not so sure of, but I can smell things like nutmeg and cinnamon. Um, I'm not sure how heavy it is, just from smell itself. But looking at it, it doesn't look too heavy because I've seen darker beers at 7%, and I would think it was heavy, but when I drink it, it's not. But beers can be tricky. You know, swirling it around, it doesn't look like it lingers on the side that much. It's like as soon as I move it away, it starts dissipating. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste. Ooh, that's very spicy. Not spicy, but like very herbally. The ooh, at the end there, I got the chocolate. At the very beginning, on the very first sip, you're overwhelmed with spice. So like nutmeg, cinnamon, pumpkin. Um, Pumpkin's very light, but I do get the chocolate and um, the what did I say last? It was the chocolate part that I got at the very end. Graham crackers are tricky. It says like from the Untapped sets the website. It says complemented by graham cracker and chocolate notes, but graham crackers, I don't know. I mean, that's a tricky thing to taste like on your palate because it's kind of dry. It's not heavy at all, and I know this being an imperial pumpkin ale instead of an imperial pale ale. Um, I wouldn't say it's an IPA at all because IPAs normally have a lingering taste on your tongue where like it'll stay pretty much throughout your whole meal. But this it kind of just disappears really quickly. So, but surprising, this does not taste like a 9% beer, which is quite sneaky. But it's decent. Um, go ahead and pair it with this peanut butter fudge. Give it a close up. Ooh, flavor totally changes. Sorry, I got some on my keyboard. I have to wipe that off later. I wouldn't say it brings out more flavor in the beer, but I wouldn't say that it takes away from it either. I'm trying to drink the beer as I'm chewing the peanut butter to see if it melts, but it doesn't really do much. Like other than making the beer a little bit creamier, it doesn't like complement it. So I'm feeling maybe if I had a s'more, this would be a better pairing. But it's definitely not bad. And kind of sad that the peanut butter fudge didn't, really enhance it. But it is what it is. Sometimes pairings work, sometimes pairings don't. I think I've had some other ones where I was surprised how well something went together with, and like initially I didn't think it would. But this, I'm quite surprised that it doesn't. I would like to give this guy a rating. So looking through the list, I can compare. Like usually, I say that 3.75 is something that I'll come back to drink again. 3.5 is okay, and I will come back at some point if I had a choice. And then 3.25 and below is something most likely I will not come back to. So you can see the Bianca Berry Maple Pancake Lassi Gose. It's probably the worst beer I've ever tasted. And I was very nice at giving it a 2.5. Should have just given that crap a 0. But um, this is, not a bad not a bad beer. Would I drink it again if I had other beers that I would consider 3.75 or 3.5 around me? I don't know, because that Jackal Pumpkin Ale it's a good beer at 3.5, but it wasn't my favorite. But Jackal Pumpkin Ale was something that I could drink easily and probably have 4 or 5 of those before I complained. Um, so I'm gonna give this guy a 3.5. It's it it's okay, but it's not the best, but it's not the worst. And I could drink it again. I have 2 more, so I'm gonna be drinking some more. So maybe my taste buds will change with different food pairings. This might actually go very well with a pork chop or a chili rub steak or something as well. So I'm gonna give this guy a 3.5. Gotta remind myself later to update the list, but um, definitely an interesting beer because there's a lot of new. I like when when I first took my first sip, like I was blown away by like the nutmeg and the cinnamon, and then as I was going through it and started talking some more, I got the pumpkin, the very light pumpkin, and then a very solid hit of chocolate at the end. Um, so 3.5 is where like I said, threshold for average for me, but I will drink again. Anything below it, I probably won't. But cheers